Hey everyone, Steven here from Rebel Essence, and welcome back to another fragrance review. Thank you so much for watching. And in this video, we're going to be taking a closer look at the newest offering from the company Tom Ford. And this fragrance is part of their standard men's line, and the fragrance is called Tom Ford Noir Extreme. So here's the bottle. This one was released just this year in 2015, and this is the successor to two of its very popular predecessors. Now back in 2012, they released the original Noir, which is available in an all-black bottle. A year later, in 2013, they released the Eau de Toilette version, which is available in a transparent bottle with a black cap. And now, 3 years after the release of the original, they released the Extreme version, which is available in a gold cap in a black bottle. Now, there is also a woman's version on the market, so just as a consumer, please be cautious as to which bottle you're buying. And lastly, I want to conclude by saying that this is a woody oriental, and I'm going to be letting you guys know what I think as far as the smell goes. Next up, let's take a look at the presentation. On the box for Tom Ford Noir, you have the name of the fragrance and the name of the company here in the front, size and concentration down here at the bottom. On the very bottom of the box is where you can find the UPC and the serial number printed right above that. On the very back of the box, you will find the ingredients, and on the very top, you have the Tom Ford logo, but that's it as far as the box goes. Now, as far as the bottle goes, I must comment by saying that this is the most beautiful color combination that I have seen from the Tom Ford bottles. I love the gold and black combo. You have the name of the fragrance here in the front, ridges on the cap, very similar to the original and the Eau de Toilette version. On the very bottom here, you have a sticker with some more information which should coincide with the ones found on the box. Overall, I just think this bottle is very classy, timeless, sophisticated, professional, masculine, and elegant. And you have the Tom Ford logo engraved into the cap. The cap fits on there very well. The distribution on the atomizer, it gives you a really great distribution and sprays out enough juice relative to the concentration. And that was a presentation for Tom Ford Noir Extreme. My friend Sai writes, the original Noir Eau de Parfum is a much more dark, resinous composition, while Annie is more on the gourmand side. Matthew says, much more sweeter, warmer, and more of a gourmand vibe than the original Noir. I also get a tobacco vanille vibe in the beginning, but nonetheless, a great fragrance from Tom Ford. Eddie says it's a really nice scent, year-round for California weather. Not strong projection, but great longevity. Donovan calls this one a sweet and bold, spicy sandalwood fragrance, a very masculine scent. This one has great longevity and an amazingly creamy dry down. And Johan concludes by writing, beautiful scent, creamy, sweet, and warm with great longevity. I cannot stop smelling myself when I'm wearing this. Now, I wish to start off by saying that typically when we think of extreme fragrances, we're thinking of a bolder, richer, more powerful, and better performing version of the original, whether that be in terms of projection, its ability to fill a room, or longevity, how long it will last on your skin. Well, in my humble opinion, and from my testing and experience, I consider the original Tom Ford Noir to be a 10 out of 10 in terms of performance. So how this could possibly be an improvement of the original, I find it to be impossible. So if you're thinking you're going to find a more extreme version than the original in terms of performance, I think they perform equally as well. And I think that my subscribers said it right when they said that this is a more gourmand, more vanillic, sweeter, and more delicious version of the original Tom Ford Noir. And I have to agree with that wholeheartedly. But I also want to mention that if you judge a fragrance by its name, that's tantamount to judging a fish on its ability to climb a tree. And let's face it, the Mona Lisa would not have been painted any less brilliantly if it went by a different name. So I think that that criticism is a little irrelevant, but what you get inside the bottle is really what matters. And what you get with this fragrance is a smell that is absolutely heavenly, and it is by far the most unique scent that I have smelled, and the most unique in terms of its note breakdown that I have smelled in the year 2015. And what's even better, the note breakdown translates to what this fragrance actually smells like. The most unique thing about this scent is that it opens up with the note of kulfi. And kulfi is a traditional type of frozen dessert that is found in parts of India and other parts in the region like Pakistan. And it's unique because it's denser, creamier, more vanillic, and a little bit sweeter, depending on the variation, a little bit sweeter than traditional Western desserts. So therefore, it takes a longer time to melt. And it's available in a variety of different flavors and unique flavors like rose, cardamom, saffron, the list goes on. And in this fragrance, you get all of that. It opens up with the spices like saffron and nutmeg and cardamom, which opens up for a very unique introduction with a little bit of citrus, and it also has this heart of rose that really adds this tone of sensuality to the entire composition, and it totally envelops the sweet, more gourmand, delectable notes that are carried with it in the base. And in addition to vanilla, there is also this accord of amber, so there are some other resins in there, but they're of a more subtle nature. You don't really get them as strongly as you do in the original, which is more amber and patchouli dominant. Now, as if the note of kufi weren't unique enough for this composition, this fragrance also contains a note called mastic. And when I used to live in Europe, they used to make gum out of mastic, which is a type of tree resin. And I used to have that gum all the time when I was young. So as soon as I smelled this fragrance, immediately I thought to myself, I get it. And I love what they've done with this scent. Mastic has a smell that is resinous. It's a little sharper, yet it's also sweeter than some of your more conventional resins that are found in perfumes in the perfume industry. And the combination of all those notes just works together so well with one another. And then in the base, you have this creamy, milky sandalwood that really just finishes off the composition so well. From top to bottom, from start to finish, this fragrance is absolutely amazing. It's sweet, it's dessert-like, it's creamy, it's milky, it's gourmand, it's decadent, it's delicious. The list of adjectives goes on. And I want to conclude by saying that the compliment factor for this scent is very high. My very first 3 days of wearing this at my job, I got a compliment all 3 times. So far, this fragrance has a batting average of 100%. And I wore this around my fiance, and the very first time I wore it, she came up to me and her exact words were, "You smell delicious." She would not let go of me. Last up, we have the rating. First up, we have uniqueness and overall smell, and I ended up giving this fragrance a 10 out of 10. This is by far the most unique scent that I have smelled in 2015, and it's a very honest fragrance as far as how it translates from the note breakdown to the actual smell. As far as compositional nature goes, it's incredibly unique, smells very different from its predecessor, which is a criticism that it's received, but I think it's an irrelevant one. As far as the fixative use in this fragrance, they were used very successfully, hence the reason why it lasts as long as it does, and the compliment factor is also very high on this scent. As far as longevity goes, this too is a 10 out of 10. This will last 10 plus hours on your skin, and you will still smell it even after you shower, so make sure to scrub vehemently. I don't think you would, but just so you know. As far as projection goes, this too, once again, is a 10 out of 10. The projection on this one is modest. Now, this does not envelop an entire room, and it doesn't announce your presence before you even enter into the room. So with a fragrance of this compositional nature, I actually think the performance is right where it's supposed to be in terms of projection. You don't really want to be that cologne guy. You don't want to choke anybody out. And because it is of a sweeter nature, you don't want it to be any more powerful than it actually is. So I think the projection on this one is actually just perfect. As far as versatility goes, this is about an 8 out of 10. Now, I do find this to be a unisex scent. I can definitely see a woman wearing this. I would love to smell this on a woman because of that sweetness. As far as social scenarios, I would wear it on a night out, definitely. Formally, semi-formally, you will turn heads and you will get attention just like I have. I just probably wouldn't wear this one casually. It's a little too special to be worn casually. As far as seasons go, I would reserve this for colder weather wear. I think because of the compositional nature and the good performance, I would be more inclined to wear it toward the colder months. I think it would be overkill in the summer or anything like that. And as far as age range goes, it's sweet enough that a youthful crowd can pull it off, but it's also not too sweet so that it's not cloyingly sweet. So an older person and a more mature gentleman can wear this one as well. So the versatility is very good for this one. And last up, we have presentation. I already told you guys what I think about that. I love the color of the bottle. I love the color combination. I love the fact that the atomizer works well. The cap fits into place very well. And it's not a by killing or an amouage, but we know that with a fancier presentation, the price goes up as well. So I actually appreciate the presentation. I think it looks very chic and timeless and elegant and sophisticated and manly. And overall, I'm going to give Tom Ford Noir Extreme a 10 out of 10. This is a great scent. It's incredibly unique, high compliment factor. It is appropriate for a variety of different social scenarios and occasions. I really think that this is the best, and I must reiterate, this is the best release so far in the year of 2015. So there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. That was my review on Tom Ford Noir Extreme. If you own or have tried this fragrance, please let me know what you think by leaving a comment down below. Also, please don't forget to rate and subscribe for future videos. So again, everyone, thank you so much for watching. This has been Steven with another fragrance review from Redolescence. We'll see you soon.